If 2025 slapped you hard in the face, if your transcript looks more like an indictment of your laziness than a true reflection of your intelligence, then listen closely. This video is not here to give you a temporary burst of energy. I am here to help you reconstruct your entire being, because 2026 is not the year for you to blindly force your way through. It is the year to build a system that works. Take a look at Alex. He used to stay up until 3 a.m. with 3 cups of coffee, trying to cram a stacks of materials. The result was just average grades and extreme burnout. His mistake did not lie in a lack of hard work. It lied in his identity. When you get a few bad grades, your brain labels you as not an academic person. You accept that label and subconsciously try to prove it right. But academic failure is not a personality trait. It is a faulty operating system. In 2026, your new identity is a structured learner. Remember this, structure will always crush talent if that talent lacks a system. To kick off this massive comeback, you need an academic clean slate. The version of you that failed, that was lazy, that version died the second you clicked on this video. You are starting over from zero with the mindset of an architect, and this is where the most crucial tactic comes into play. You need to establish a non-negotiable study floor. The biggest mistake students make is being obsessed with perfect days. They dream of studying for 6 hours straight, but life always has variables. When you fail those massive goals, you give up on the rest of the week because you feel like a loser. To fix this, set a floor. This is the absolute minimum amount of work you commit to doing. Even if the whole world is against you, your floor could be just 20 minutes of focus. You can do more, but you're absolutely never allowed to do less. Consistency matters more than intensity. When studying becomes a minimum standard instead of a mood-based option, your comeback officially begins. Once you have a disciplined floor. The next question is how to study. Most of us are engaging in self-deception. Rereading and using highlighters feels satisfying, but it is just passive exposure. Your brain only truly grows when it faces pressure. In 2026, we are going to follow one golden rule. If you aren't testing yourself, you aren't studying. Welcome to active recall. After every textbook chapter, close the book and ask yourself what you just learned. The exact moment of struggling to retrieve the information is when neural pathways actually form. Stop expecting the process to feel easy. However, this comeback won't be complete if you don't master the exam game. Schools reward the people who can correctly answer what is on the test. Start thinking like a hunter. Reverse engineer past papers, find recurring patterns, and identify the topics that professors always prioritize. Focus your firepower on the weakest points of the exam. Getting straight A's is not a miracle. It is the result of an optimized system. But be careful. Even with top-tier study methods, you can still fail if you fall into the trap of your environment. Motivation will betray you, but your environment won't. You promise to focus, but you place your phone right next to you. You plan to study, but you lie in bed. That is a productivity suicide setup. In 2026, make focus your default mode by eliminating all friction. If your phone is the enemy, throw it in another room. Design a fortress of focus where your brain automatically understands that playtime is over. Furthermore, protect your sleep as if your GPA strictly depends on it. Studying without sleep is like trying to pour water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. Sleep is when the brain locks information into long-term memory. You don't need to stay up all night to succeed. You need a clear mind to retain information the next day. Finally, I want you to close your eyes and imagine a late afternoon at the end of 2026. You are looking at your final transcript or holding an acceptance letter from your dream school. That result didn't come from luck. It came from those afternoons you fought through laziness to maintain that 20-minute floor. It came from the times you accepted the headache of retrieving difficult concepts. The greatest comeback of your life will happen in silence. It lies in the tiny decisions you make every single day when nobody is watching. Don't wait for a miracle. You have the power to choose your identity right now. If you want a silent but a strict guide right on your study desk, I have prepared the Academic Detox Toolkit. It turns these concepts into a specific daily actions. You can find the gateway to rewiring your brain at the link in the description below. Now, close this video. Let silence take over your study space. I will be waiting to hear the good news about your transformation.